By 1910, more of the former horse tram lines in Adelaide were being converted to electric traction. To work the expanding system, a total of 70 large trams of two designs were introduced to service between 1910 and 1912. 20 trams of what later became the E-type were introduced from December 1910. The other 50 trams of the order for 70 later became known as the D-type. Like most of the early fleet on the Adelaide tram system, the E-type was built to a combination style, with the enclosed saloon at one end, while the other was completely open, known as a toast rack. Significantly larger than the other trams running in Adelaide previously, the E-type could accommodate 54 seated passengers, with a maximum crush load of 150. Because these trams rode on two trucks instead of one, combined with the open toast rack section, the E-type were first known as open combination bogie cars. The other 50 trams in the order for 70 had a partly closed end and were known as closed combination cars. Because the open toast rack seats extended the full width of the tram, it was necessary for the conductor to swing around the outside of the tram while it was in operation, so they could collect the fares. After a series of accidents while the conductors were on duty, it was decided that all 70 trams of the E and D types would be modified. While the Ds had a centre aisle cut through the seats, the Es had a more drastic rebuild. From 1936, all 20 trams were rebuilt to a full saloon style, which involved the removal of all but one of the toast rack seats, and the extension of the saloon along the whole length of the tram. The seating capacity was only slightly reduced, while passenger comfort and conductor safety was a far improvement from the original design. These rebuilt trams became known as the E1 type and were used on lines to the eastern suburbs. After more than 40 years of operation, 16 of these trams were withdrawn from service in 1956, while the other 4, including Museum Tram 111, remained in service until March 1958. E1 type Tram 111 was one of the first trams to arrive at the museum site in August 1958. In 1968, refurbishment of the tram commenced, and work was completed in time for the opening of the Tramway Museum in March 1974. 111 has been in operation ever since. In 1982, the body of Tram 118 was acquired by the Tramway Museum, having been used as a beach shack at Fisherman's Bay for around 25 years. A decision was made to rebuild the tram back to its original E-type combination design, and restoration commenced in the mid-1990s. After a tireless effort from volunteers, 118 was recommissioned in May 2010.